Hey everyone, and thank you for joining me for another video. I took a sort of a week off social media and I'm very happy to be back. Now, when I did have that week off, I went out to Lawn, my favorite sort of beach vacation spot. I took these amazing photos. I can't wait to show you, so definitely check out my Instagram if you haven't already. A lot of people have been messaging me on Instagram, which is awesome. So if you've been doing that, welcome aboard and thank you. I always get back to everyone. Now, in this video series, maybe last week I asked you for pat answers. I said, hey, ask away anything that you want and I'll include it in this video. A lot of you were awesome and you asked me to learn specific songs. Now I took all those song suggestions, all of those comments, I replied back to all of you and I put them in the list for one finger riff videos. This series is more of a chat about different sort of techniques. So in this video, we're going to talk about bar chords, easier ways to play bar chords. We're going to talk about theory. We're going to talk about learning some different lead techniques and soloing. We're also going to talk about really just answering in all your questions. But if there's something you want to know that's not how to learn a specific song, leave it down below. We're going to chat about video game music as well, Stairway to Heaven. Okay, let's get started. Man, it's so nice to be playing single coil guitars again. Thank you so much, Damien, for lending me your guitar, and it's awesome, and I want one. So first question is about bar chords. Now, there's so many different ways to play bar chords, and so many people when they get up to playing bar chords, meaning that you're using one particular finger to hold down multiple strings. So many people when they get up to playing bar chords, they freak out because they are hard and they go, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it, I must be no good, and I'm gonna stop playing bar chords, or I'm gonna stop playing guitar. Hundreds of people have told me this, and all you need to do is just really approach it in a different way. So a bar chord shape that I'm going to show you now is a major chord shape, meaning it's like a happy chord. Now the cool thing about playing bar chords is you learn this one shape. Now at the moment it's an A major chord because I'm on an A note here on the 6th string, 5th fret. If you move it back a fret, you've got a G sharp. Move it back a fret, you've got a G major. Back 2 frets, you've got F major. So the cool thing is with bar chords, you learn one shape and you can play every single major chord, every single minor chord. But they do take a little bit of time. What I would suggest doing is just start off by trying to hold down 2 strings. So rather than going all the way up there at the end of the neck and having some sort of stress on your wrist or your elbow, come up to the 7th fret, try and hold down the 1st and 2nd strings just with one finger. Once you can do that, try and hold down 3 strings. Once you can do that, try and hold down 4 strings. Now, once you can do that, actually jump all the way up to the 6th string, 7th fret again, but try and hold down the 6th string and the 5th string. Once you can do that, try and play the 6th string, 5th string, and 4th string. Okay? And eventually you will be able to play all the frets. But I would just do that. So try 2 strings, 3, 4, and then go up to the thicker strings and try 2, 3. Now don't stress out if it's too hard to hold down all of the strings. I would actually, once you've done that, try and do a major chord shape. So again, first finger is holding down all of the strings on the 7th fret. Once you can do that, have your 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the A string, have your pinky underneath it, and have your 2nd finger on the 8th fret of the 3rd string. Here's what it sounds like. Now what there is a B major, but bar chords are amazing because if you move it up a fret, you've got a C major. If you move it down to the 5th fret, you've got A major, G major, F major. So with one shape, we can play every single major chord that there is. That's why they're so good. Now, if you're doing that shape and it's a little bit tricky, just try and make sure that you can hear 1 string. Okay, you can do that. Can you hear 2 strings? Can you hear 3? Can you hear 4? 5? 6? Just try and break it up like that. Don't just be discouraged if you try and play all the strings and 1 string doesn't quite sound. Don't be discouraged. It's just a learning curve and it takes a little while. Just like it would have taken you a little while to even play your first note, it takes a little while to play your first bar chord. That's it. Great question. Moving on. So many people ask me to teach them how to play Stairway to Heaven, whether it's the intro or different riffs. It is too hard for the one finger riff series. I'm so sorry, and it's way too long of a song for me to cover. So I could teach you how to play every aspect of this song, but it would be, the video would be hours upon hours long, or would be in like 37 different parts, so no one would watch it. So there's already so many tutorials on YouTube, so definitely check those out. I may actually do maybe one or two of my favorite riffs out of that song and teach you those. And I'm so sorry, I just can't teach you with one finger, because it would look like this. It would just be so much jumping around. It's not great for the series. Do apologize. Next question. So this is a cool question. Someone asked me, great question, wanting me to teach them how to play the theme song or one of the songs from Fortnite. So this month's One Finger Riff series, you've heard it here first if you've been awesome enough to watch, is going to be video game music. So we're going to do Mario, Zelda, Fortnite. What other songs do you want me to teach you? Definitely leave a comment below. Finger picking. Okay, I have a few videos about this, so I'm actually going to link them in the description below. But what I would do when you're starting out finger picking is just pick a chord that you know really well, like a D chord. Okay, what I would do is I would try and use your thumb, your first finger, your second finger, and your third finger. Your fingers go underneath the strings and your thumb rests on top. And I would try and play thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger. And just try and get that happening. Once you can do that, try another chord. Try another chord. Try another chord. So that's how I would start finger picking. Use chords you already know and just try thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger. Rest your fingers under the strings and rest your thumb on top of the strings. Even try with open strings if you want, so you can get a bit of speed. Otherwise, I'll link the videos in the description. Good luck. Okay, next question, as you guessed it, is all about palm muting. So what you want to do with palm muting, it sounds, I think, the best when you've got a lot of distortion onto your bridge sort of pickup. Now with palm muting, what you're actually doing is using this thickest part to rest on the strings, and you play the strings with it resting on. Now, what it's great is you can try just an open sort of E power chord, and try a mixture between playing it with your palm off and playing it with your palm on. That's all that there is to palm muting. It just takes some time and some practice, but that's basically just resting that thick part. Good luck. Thank you for the next question. It's all about playing up and down the neck without looking at it, what you're playing, and having sort of a little bit of confidence about it. So what I would be doing is type into YouTube C major backing track. Heaps of links will just come up. Now what the backing track is it's a series of chords that are just in a loop, and they'll just keep sort of looping around. So what I would do is forget about what sort of fret you're playing, just listen to the music. Grab your guitar and just close your eyes, don't look at the neck, don't look at your fingers, don't look at anything, and just listen to the music and try and think, okay, all right, where am I, what fret am I sort of playing, where am I up the neck, and just have a listen. Is that note working? No. All right, what about just going back a fret? Does that note work? Maybe try some slides. Maybe try some bends. The whole idea is just try not to stress too much about getting the wrong notes, because a right note will generally be just one fret back or one fret forward, but just to have some fun and really challenge yourself to close your eyes and practice. The more you do it, the more confident you will be. Good luck. Another brilliant question, how would I define an intermediate guitarist? So I'm gonna link this playlist where it has over 100 different videos. I made the playlist a couple of years ago, but what I did is I sourced a book from England, a book from America, and a book from Australia, and I went through their sort of first grade. So that is, you're literally just picking up the instrument for the first time. Where do you begin? So what are the notes on the neck? How do you play chords? How do you read music? All of this different stuff. How do you write songs? Understanding key signatures? All of this different stuff. And I would say, so I'll link the playlist in the description. I would say if you have a look through the playlist, don't have to watch every 100 videos, that's fine. But have a look. Do you know everything within that playlist? That's what I would say an intermediate guitarist should know. They should know the different names of the notes. They should know how chords are made. They should be able to solo to a degree. They should know a few different scales and how they're connected. Should be able to read the neck. Now, should they understand how to read sheet music? In this day and age, yes or no, it's completely up to you. There's a lot of amazing musicians that can't read sheet music. So I don't think that's, that would say you're a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced guitarist. But I would say that the theory knowledge behind sheet music is what's really important. So it doesn't matter necessarily whether you can read the notes on a page, but more so you need to understand what makes a chord. Why does a D chord sound the way it does? As opposed to just being random frets. It all makes sense and there's all a logic to behind chords and scales and theory. So that's what I would say. I would say you're using all of your fingers, all of the different sort of open chords, you're starting to play bar chords, you can play a few different scales, you're starting to move on to modes. I would say that those things would make you an intermediate guitarist. Thank you for the question. And last question is some arpeggios for sweep picking. Now, if you're not sure what sweep picking is it's when you sort of, instead of having your pick sort of straight, you sort of angle it a little bit so that you're playing the strings like this. You're sort of sweeping, and so you're quickly going through multiple strings at a time. So the shape that I really like using, you'd have your first finger on the 12th fret, but really you could have this shape anywhere. Have the first finger on the 12th fret of the D string, then have your third finger on the 14th fret of the third string, have your second finger on the 13th fret of the second string, and have your first finger on the 12th fret. Once you've tried that shape, maybe have your first finger on the 12th fret of the high E string or the first string, then use your pinky on the 15th. But that's it. Thank you so much for all your questions. If there's anything else you want to learn, theory, techniques, other than songs, anything else, leave a comment below and let me know. I've been Pat from Pat's Over Music. I'll see you again very shortly. If you want to check out that grade 1 theory playlist, check out this one. If you want to check out the Mod Musician, more of a modern sort of take on that playlist, head out this one. But otherwise, I'll see you again very soon. Bye.